Hey guys, it's Devin here, and I'm bringing you guys a budget deck guide video because I actually got a lot of requests from you guys that you guys want to see a budget deck for all the clans, because I did do a deck guide for season 1 for all 4 clans, and they are pretty expensive because there's a good bunch of triple rares in them. So for this budget deck guide, there will be no triple rare in all the deck that I'll be featuring you guys, but there will be double rares. So let's take a look. And also, I will not be doing any gameplay just because I don't really have all the cards, but I will still try my best to explain to you guys using my bad English. Yes. Okay, let's take a look. So we got 4 budget deck for you. So let's start off with RP. As you can see, I'm missing a few cards, but you can switch around if you like. So let's start off with grade 1, 4 PG. Needless to say, even for budget deck, you still want to run 4 PGs. So 4 PGs, 4 Lians, 4 Maron, and 1 Unicorn. And then for grade 2s, we have 4 Blaster Blade, 4 Guillotine, 4 11k attacker, and 1 Blaster Dart. And then for grade 3, we have 4 Alfred Early, 4 13k attacker, 1 12k attacker, and 4 of this grade 3 card, which is kind of your key card for your budget RP deck. Okay, so I'll explain how this deck works. Trigger build is 4 crit, 4 draw, 1 stand, 4 heal. I feel like 2 stand is good, but I kind of want to take a risk, so I actually kind of like playing 1 stand. So if you did draw your stand, then I will not go for the Bakao play. Alpha will be your play, but most of the time, you wouldn't be drawing your stand, and then you can use Bakao skill twice to actually call out Flogao and Liu, and then soul charge all of them to Superior Call Blaster Blade. And by doing so, you have 5 souls, so your main right for that scenario will be this. So once you write this, you soul charge, you get 2000 power, and that is 6 soul already. That means you can already trigger an ability that requires 6 soul, but you just need 4 counter blast and you're good to go. So like I mentioned earlier, if you did draw to your stand, then obviously you would want to try to write Blaster Blade and then go for the Alfred Early play. So I feel like this deck is actually quite cheap. I don't think it's that expensive. For PG, you can get it through PG Mana, then Blaster Blade, it is the rank reward for this season. And then for Blaster Dart, you can pretty much get it for free if you do the story mode. The only card that you guys might not have 4 copy of could be Alfred Early, but I do recommend to play 4. It's really important. And yeah, that pretty much sum up for this budget Royal Paladin deck. So let's go to the next one. We have Kagero, which is probably the best deck right now. So let's take a look. So I will be starting off with grade 1 again. For your starter, it's needless to say you kind of want to run Conroe because it's way better compared to Gatling Claw and the other starter that I totally forget about the name. So for grade 1, 4 PG again, 4 bar, 4 Joker, not 4 Joker, 3 Jokers, and then 2 Gojo. For grade 2, 4 Neha Lambs, 4 Choker Dagger, 2 Tages, and 3 of this 9k, where it hit you soul charge 1 card. Then for grade 3, you have 4 Goku, 4 Vortex, 4 13k attacker, and 1 of this, which is kind of a one-off. You can play whatever you want. Depends on you. I choose this because it kind of have good synergy. For example, with your Joker and your chain attack, you can use this to retire grade 3, and then they will actually gain 3k power. So how does that work? Your main right will obviously be Goku and Vortex Dragon. So Vortex is actually good because you don't really use that much counter blast in this build. Your only counter blast is Conroe, and that's pretty much it. And your 13k attacker, only these two. So you don't really need counter blast, so there's a good chance you can use Vortex skill in most of your game, and also you have this to support your Vortex. Because of this, you can actually get your 6 soul faster. But there will be times where you don't go for Vortex and you go for Goku. So it's really important to run for Goku, even though it's a double rare. But if you don't have it, I think it's alright because Vortex could be your main right. And the plus 2000 power paired with bar is really good as well because it makes 20k column and it can hit through defensive trigger if your opponent is not 11k base Vanguard. So this deck is pretty cheap as well, only contains 8 double rare. Yeah, but if you have Berserk Dragon, you can add it into this deck list as well. You can remove let's see, I think you can remove a few chain attack for Berserk if you have it. So that is the only changes I will do. Also, if you have dual X Dragon, you can replace it with this 13k attacker where it kind of need counter +1 for it. If you don't, you can run this, it's fine. So next up, we have Oracle Ting Tang, which I think is the most expensive throughout the whole 4 clans in term of budget build. So let's take a look. So for your starter, you have Logen Nagus, and then for your great one, we have 4 PG, 3 Dark Cat, 2 Geminis, and 4 of this great one where you can look at the top card of your deck. Circle Magus. Okay. And then you got 4 Maiden of Libra, 4 11k attacker, 4 10k attackers, and 1 Promise Daughter. Next up, for grade 3, we have 4 Sakuya, 4 Apollon, 4 13k attacker, and 1 grade 3 where pretty much it let you drop draw if it attacks hit. So this deck actually contains a good amount of double rares. As you can see, 4 double rares PG, 4 double rare Libra, that's 8, and then we have 4 Sakura and 4 Abalone, so that's a total of 16 double rares, so it can be quite expensive, but there is a few cards you can remove. For example, Maiden of Libra, you can actually cut down. For example, you can cut to maybe 2 or 3, and then the rest, you can replace it with Promise Daughter. And then for your grade 3, it's kind of important for you to run 4 Apollons. Sakura, if you don't have it, I guess you can add more of this. But I feel like the Apollon is really important you want 4 copies because that will be your main right. So how this deck work is, you kind of have synergy, as you can see, Circle Magus and Dark Cat, and then your Sakura. So pretty much you call this on the board already, and then it triggers its skill already, that means it don't really have any more effect throughout the rest of the turn, and then that's where you can write Sakura to bounce them back from your hand and then trigger the effect again. So as you can see, this trigger build we run 5 crits just because of Apollon. You can draw into cards fairly quickly, so you don't really need draw trigger, but I do still want 4 draw trigger because I think 9 crits is a little bit too much. But if you guys want to try 9 crits, you guys should go ahead and try because everyone has their own preference. I might find 5 crits better for me, but you might find 9 crits better for you. So don't be scared to change around the trigger build or even the cards that, or even the deck build that I'm showing you guys. You can mess around with it. So your main ride will be Apollon, you're going to be running Apollon. Then for your late game, that's where you write Sakura, because for your late game you write Sakura, and then it got the extra effect where you have 2 or more hand cards in your hand. It gains 4000 power, that means you can bounce back all your grade 1 from your field, and then you can rearrange. For example, you can put it behind Sakura and make a 21k column, which can hit through a 11k base Vanguard with damage trigger. So that is very nice as well. And yeah, that pretty much sums up for this list. So cards like Promise Daughter and this Mocha, I have no clue how to pronounce that, should be Mocha, where you need to have a certain amount of hand size for the skill trigger. And I think your hand size will be good because of, like I said, Apollon and Maiden of Libra. And then for Promise Daughter, 1 is good, just because you can just discard 1 card and it's almost like you get a trigger already. So next up, we have Nova Grappler, which is probably the best budget deck compared to clan-wise, because it is a really good deck where you can hit Legend with it. For that rest of the 3 decks that I mentioned, you can hit Legend with it, but it's going to be tough. But if you want to hit like top 100 or top 10, then I would not recommend you guys to play the other 3 clans that I just featured. But this one, you have a good chance of hitting, I would say, top 1000. So let's take a look. So for starter, we have Battle Riser. For your grade 1, 4 Twin Bladers, 4 Tough Boy, 2 Queen of Heart, and 3 10k attackers. For your grade 2, you have 4 Kings of Heart, 4 Riser, 3 Hungry Dumpy, and 2 11k attacker. For your grade 3, which is the most important one because of Gold Rutile, you have 4 Gold Rutile, 4 Lion Heat, 4 10k attacker, and 1 off card. You can choose whatever you want, but I like the 40k attacker because I think it's nice. You can make magic numbers to hit 21k if your opponent is 11k base. So for your grade 3, your main right will obviously be Golden Rutile. Is it Golden Rutile or Gold Rutile? I think it's Gold Rutile. Yep, it's Gold Rutile. That will be your main right, and then your backup right will be your Lion Heat. So how this deck works is actually pretty simple. I'm pretty sure you guys know how it works already. So I don't think I need to explain much, but for example, we have cards like this. Tanky Attacker is good because the cost is only counter plus 1 and then it gains 3000 power. That means if for some reason you don't really have attackers, but then you have a booster like him, you can just push it up to the front row and then it becomes a tanky attacker. So that's very nice as well. And you have Hungry Dumpy to unfleet your counterblast if you already pay the cost. So cards like the Rhino that I just mentioned, and then for a Gold Retail, Line Hit, and then your Great 3 in the counterblast. So I think 3 Hungry Dumpy is very nice as well. And then this card is actually really good. Trance Riser, yep. This should be also one of your key cards where you want to run 4 because it's kind of a 1 for 2 if you're lucky. I feel like it triggers most of the time. Just because you have grade 1 and grade 2, you have 2 sets of grade 1, not really 2 sets, like how should I put this? Like you have 13 grade 1s and then 13 grade 2s, but then compared to grade 3 you have 13. That means your odds of checking a non-grade 3 is higher than checking grade 3. That's what I'm trying to say. And then King of Hearts is really good because you can pair it with Queen of Hearts to make 20k columns. So you don't have to worry about your opponent checking damage trigger. And then this is kind of the 2-off where you can play whatever, but I think this is nice because it is an 11k attacker where you can hit through 11k base Vanguard without a boost. So that's very nice. So for Great Shade, I kind of mentioned it already. 30k attacker, 40k attacker, make magic numbers, and then your Gold Retail is really good. Land Hit is also really good just because you can use its skills on the Rearguard circle. And then let's see, if you have Kirara, the double rare, I think you can replace it, or even Death Army Lady, you can replace this with it. Or if you have both of those, you can replace this and Hungry Dumpy. And then obviously, if you have Ashura Kaiser, you should add in more Ashura in your grade 3 slot. Just do not mess with the 4 Gold Retail because 4 Gold Retail is very important, and so is this 4 10k attackers. So for example, you got 2 Ashura, you can just replace it with 1 Line Hit and 1 14k attackers. And then for grade 1, I don't really think it's necessary to run Death Army Guide. So I think this grade 1 is actually a really solid build. And this pretty much sum up for the last budget deck I've got for you guys. And also, did I actually mention for Kaigero? Yeah, for Kaigero, if you have Blockage and you have Draconic Overlord, right, you can also add it in the deck. You can just remove your this card and your 13k attacker, and then your heal will probably change to Goku. And yeah, this is the budget deck I have for you guys, and I kind of want you guys to try it out and let me know down below in the comment section how do you find those decks, because I personally do think that those are very good decks to use if you're not in Legend yet. So for example, you're in like maybe B or C or even A or even S, I feel like those are good decks that you can hit Legend with. So this should be it. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next video. Goodbye.